Greater light. I made it back. I made it back. I made it back. Look, I don't know. I think I did too much magnesium. Got a little weakness and blurriness going on. Because not only did I take a supplement, but then everything I ate. So I even ate the skin. It's my first time because the skin of the avocado was so tender. I had the avocado. You know, when you take avocado that isn't completely ripe, and you cook that and give it such a nice roasty taste. I had that with the turnips and some egg. Yeah, I ate eggs in there to try to get that protein. And it was good, but I'm feeling really drained. So I'm going to be rehydrating with someone. I mean, I'm really to a point of weakness. And then my body's been cleansing out ever since yesterday. Like, my colon should be nice and, I don't know, shiny on the inside, I guess. I don't know. But, I'm going to go ahead and start off with this reading, studying. I want anybody, you can study along with me. This is one of them lives. It's going to be all, chock full of kikis and giggles. When I get to that point where I want to read and how I like to read, I'm going to be reading and taking notes. Before I get started, let me read some information in the Bible like I did yesterday about the coral. So you can find in Job, that's how I ended up on Job yesterday, Job 28:18. It says, not to mention, back up. Rewind. My mind is God's mind. I'm always reflecting divine wisdom and divine intelligence. My brain symbolizes the capacity to think wisely and spiritually. Echo in here is so strong. God's ideas unfold within my mind in perfect sequence. I'm always poised, balanced, serene, and calm. knowing that God will and has always provided the perfect solution for every single one of my needs. You say amen or Selah, and I will tell you, God, you promised. God is going to keep his promises, huh? Listen, in Job 28:18, it says, coral and crystal are not to be mentioned, and the acquisition of wisdom is above that of pearls. Now, on the 9 jewels, or the um on the 9 jewels above pearls is coral. So it goes gold, silver, coral, and then pearls. No? Yes, 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 yes. So they never really mentioned coral to people. You hear everything else, but coral is so overlooked. So again, Job 28:18 says, coral and crystal are not to be mentioned, and the acquisition of wisdom is above that of pearls. Then in Ezekiel 27:16, Aram was your customer because of your abundance of goods. They paid for your wares, the wearers of Juju jeans, huh? Your wares with emeralds, purple, embroidered work, fine linen, corals, and rubies. So the Arams paid with coral and rubies, meaning they lived by the sea. Corals and rubies and purple. That purple is the ink that they pull from the squids. Coral and crystal are not to be mentioned, and the acquisition of wisdom is above the pearls. Now, let me scroll down to something else of significance. So, here I ask, explain the medicinal use of coral. Coral, often admired for its beauty in jewelry and aquariums, also has a significant role in medicine. Here's how coral contributes to medicine or medical science. Coral reefs are sometimes called medicine chests of the sea because many organisms found on reefs produce chemical compounds used in treatments for various diseases. For example, compounds of soft corals have been isolated to treat cancers, huh? Example, compounds from soft corals have been isolated to treat cancers. I want to say that one more time. Compounds from soft corals have been isolated to treat cancer. Historically, coral has been used in traditional medicine systems. For instance, in ancient texts, the Compendium of Materia Medica, 1578 AD, coral is described as having a sweet taste and neutral property. It was used to improve eyesight, tranquilize the mind, and stop epilepsy. Coral powder was used to treat corneal opacity and stop nosebleeds. As a calcium supplement, coral is used, and this is because the coral skeletons are rich in calcium carbonate, which can be ground into fine powder and ingested to help with bone health and growth. I told my mother it's something about getting back to the sea and the seawater, that we were removed from our natural habitat, and that is why so many beings deal with certain sicknesses, no matter what they try to do as far as health is concerned, because you're not in our natural habitat. Being removed from the natural habitat, being moved further and further inland, away from the seas. The pharmaceutical industry also uses corals in developing drugs. Corals have been recognized as a source of new drugs to treat serious illnesses such as cancer, arthritis, Alzheimer's, bacterial infections, viruses, and heart disease. So I asked about coral in regards to energy. And she says, there is a fascinating application of coral related technology in the field of marine conservation, and that indirectly contributes to energy efficiency and environmental sustainability. So it's something, a company called Bio-Rock Technology. Bio-Rock, or mineral accretion devices, use a process called sea uh, uh, electro, electrolysis to improve the growing conditions for hard corals and other marine life. This technology involves low voltage direct current electricity that causes minerals naturally dissolved into seawater to crystallize on structures, forming white limestone similar to natural coral reefs. Corals grow on these electrified structures known as biorocks and are healthier. They grow faster and have a higher reproductive output compared to its natural counterparts. By enhancing coral growth and health, biorock technology helps maintain and restore coral reefs, which are vital marine biodiversity and, and coastal protection. Healthy coral reefs contribute to the environment by providing natural barriers against storm surges, thus protecting shorelines and reducing the need for man made coastal defense, which can be energy intensive and to construct and maintain. The preservation and restoration of coral reefs, such as through such technologies, can indirectly contribute to the energy efficiency. For example, by protecting coastlines, they reduce the need for artificial energy consuming coastal protection measures. So I said, and I asked, coral use in technology. She says, coral has several intriguing applications in technology, particularly in the fields of environmental conservation and computing. Check this out. The Deep Sea Coral Research and Technology Program studies deep sea corals and their habitats. This research is crucial for understanding the ecosystems where the corals exist and how they can be protected. Technologies like BioRock use low voltage electricity to promote coral growth and artificial structures, which can restore damaged reefs and support marine biodiversity. Coral is also the name of a platform developed by Google that accelerates neural network processing on embedded devices. Let me say it again. Coral is also the name of a platform developed by Google that accelerates neural network processing on embedded devices. At the heart of the Coral devices is the Edge TPU coprocessor, which is designed to perform fast neural network interfacing with low power costs. This technology is used on various applications, from smart cameras to voice assistants, making it possible to bring powerful machine learning model to edge devices. Can I read that part one more time? Coral is also the name of a platform developed by Google that accelerates neural network processing on embedded devices. At the heart of the Coral devices is the Edge TPU coprocessor, which is designed to perform fast neural network interfacing with low power costs. So I just clicked on the platform for Google called for local AI. Coral helps bring on device AI application ideas from prototype to production. We offer platform hardware, component software, and pre-compiled models for building devices with local AI. We are making AI more accessible. We are creating a flexible development system that makes it easy for you to grow embedded AI products into reality. They got a penny here, right? And on the penny, it got some little stamp. It say 1 cent, and then it got some little stamp on it. Oh, it's showing you the size of the TPU processor. So they put the coral on the copper. They put the coral on the copper. No, they didn't. They put the coral on the copper. Oh boy. All right. So let me do some reading, some more sharing. Here we go. Now there's notes that I already started or I began taking, and I'll show you when I get to this. But for right now, I'm in that reading mode. Corals are colonial marine invertebrates. There you go. These are all different forms of coral. I saw one of these little slithery serpent centipede looking things look just like this today. Marine invertebrates are invertebrates that live in marine habitats. Invertebrate is a blanket term that includes all animals apart from vertebrate members of the chordate phylum. Invertebrates lack a vertebral column, and some have evolved a shell or a hard skeleton. With the class Anthosa, let's see if I can get a better view of that picture. Anthozoa is a class of marine invertebrate which includes sea anemones, stony corals, and soft corals. Adult anthozoans are also attached to seabed, while their larvae can disperse as part of the plankton. The basic unit of the adult polyp is this consists of the cylindrical column topped. Look, let me show you what a polyp looks like. Look at the 6 fingers. Let's see the polyp of the coral. Where's the polyp of the coral? I was looking at it earlier. Where did I see the polyp of the coral? Oh, here. Nope, it's not showing me a picture. Nope, it's not showing me a picture. There go Turtle Island. Aristotle, Gulf of Heroes. I was down here. Let me keep going. Is this a picture here? Nope, they won't show me. Where did I see it earlier? I need to start screenshotting this stuff too. Gene expression. See this gene expression terminology here? This is going to take me to, what's his name? Gregor. See the matrix. Okay, let me go back up. I'll show you another time. I'll find it. Corals are colonial marine invertebrates with the class Anthozoa of the phylum. Here's the phylum. In the phylum, a phylum is a level of classification or taxonomic rank below kingdom and above class. Thy kingdom come, huh? Traditionally, the botany of the term division has been used instead of phylum. The the phalanges. Although the International Code of Nomenclature for algae, fungi, the plants accepts. Let me click the whole thing. Here's the kingdom. Life, domain, kingdom. Phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So all this before the foundations of species. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And again, out of the 9 higher jewels, coral comes in at number 3. Coral comes in at number 3. Okay. Oh, phyle is a tribe or a clan. Stop that. Race. Stop that. Oh my goodness, y'all. I hit it on the head. I'm telling you, that's why they sent the task force out. I hit it on the head. This is gonna be my study for the rest of the. It gotta be, gotta be. There's definitely no coincidence. All this matching up with the word. It sure is, and it's matching up with questions that man hasn't been. Well, they have the answer. They just won't let us know the answer. The things that Tesla can do, the things that Lee Scallon was able to do, their technology behind green screen, their technology for moving unmanned planes and war weapons without a man being there, a man sitting, using his mind and moving an airplane. That technology that they have, that they're using right now and bringing out and pulling out for the war. The technology where they're allowing doctors to be able to perform surgery through light from one location and showing up at another location. It's all about the coral. It's all about the coral. Let me continue reading. Okay. They typically form compact colonies of many identical individual polyps. Coral species include important reef builders that inhabit tropical oceans and secrete calcium carbonate to form a hard skeleton. A coral group is a colony of very many genetically identical polyps. Here's the cloning in process. Okay. Each polyp is a sac-like animal, typically only a few millimeters in diameter with a few centimeters in height. A set of tentacles surround the central mouth opening. Each polyp excretes an exoskeleton near the base. Over many generations, the colony thus creates a skeleton characteristic of the species, which can measure up to several meters in size. Individual colonies grow by asexual reproduction of polyps. And look at this version of what they say asexual look like a whole turtle. Don't it? Corals also breed sexually by spawning. Polyps of the same species release gametes. A gamete is a haploid cell that fuses with another haploid cell during fertilization in organisms that reproduce sexually. Gametes are organisms' reproductive cells, also referred to as sex cells. The name gamete was introduced by the German cytologist Eduard Strasberger. I'll check him out later. Corals breed sexually by spawning. Polyps have the same species release gametes simultaneously overnight, often around a full moon. Say what? Fertilize eggs from planulae, a mobile early form of coral polyp which, when mature, settles to form a new colony. gametes simultaneously release gametes simultaneously overnight, often around the full moon. Let me go down to these subdivisions for a second. Octorial, Coralia. That's the 3,000. 3,000 wives and 700 concubines. Helioporacia. The order of the subclass of the Octorialias that form massive lobe crystalline calcareous skeletons in colonial corals. Hold up. Alki Onacea are the order of the the sessile colonial cnidarians that are found throughout the oceans of the world, especially in the deep sea, polar waters, tropics, and subtropics, whilst not in a strict taxonomic sense. Alkinesias are commonly known as soft corals. Hexacoralia is a class of anthozoa comprising approximately 4,300 species of aquatic organisms formed of polyps, generally with six-fold symmetry. It includes all of the stony corals, most of which are colonial and reforming. Wow, this is so much. There's the sound symbols. That's a whole brain right there. That's a whole brain. Now, growing up, we studied corals, but not to know, they didn't like take us deep into the science of corals. We've had coral in our house. We go on the beach and find corals, sand dollars, not knowing that it was precious jewels. They didn't teach us that in school. When we found sponges and corals, as a matter of fact, now I'm thinking about the sponge trade and everything. Oh boy. Whole time they was thinking they was sending sponges that they was using for their baths. They was taking those sponges and using it for their medicines and their scientific research into the computer system and stuff. The stuff that I just read a little while ago. That's crazy. Wow. That's a whole brain right there. Look at that. That's a crown. The stars. Tulips. Cups. Wow, man. Wow. I'm so intrigued right now. I'm kind of dumbfounded to think again when you look at the levels in the Bible and in their sciences and throughout history, coral is a whole jewel, like worth more than rubies. Let me do some more reading. I'm I need this picture. I need this picture. Ernest Haeckel. He was a eugenist. Look at these, all of these eugenists. Everyone that had some studies in connection with corals were eugenists and worked with genetic mutations and genetic isolation and genetic expression and rewriting codes and deletion, code deletion. Okay, y'all, what is going to happen right now is I don't know when I'm going to be live again. I'm going to take a few days and go into my mode as if I'm in school somewhere. And remember that your mind is God's mind. You're a direct reflection of his light. And Christ came and he gave us all the keys to remind us that if we say to the mountain, be moved, the mountain would move. He said, you're going to do greater. When you remember, you're going to do greater. But the key and the code to unlock it is love. As long as hate is veiled over you, this is a deja vu, you won't be able to see clearly the messages that were left behind. The C is so important in every phonetic way that you could say C. Is so important. But I'm going to be back in a few days. You give me a few days and remember who you are. Study to show thyself approved. Study yourself. Unlock the codes within your DNA. And the codes is going to bring you to your source, your land source, the building blocks. Go to your schools, find out the school that you went to. Find out, like, you go and research who are the founders of your school in the city that you're in. Just unravel these things that they put a blindfold over, to have a series of events to keep happening that won't allow you to break out of the matrix, to remembering that we once were able to move stones, thousands of pounds of stones, with our mind. Greater light.